My God, on all mad masters, and all foul ways, was ever man so beaten, was ever man so weary? I am sent before to make a fire, and they are coming after to warm them. Now, we're not a little pot, and soon hot. My very lips might freeze my teeth, my tongue to the roof of my mouth, my heart in my belly. I should come by a fireplace to thaw me, but I light this fire shall warm myself, for considering the weather, a taller man than I would take cold. Holla ho, Curtis!
Who is that calls so cold?
A piece of ice, if thou doubt it, thou mayst slide from my shoulder to my heel with no greater a run but my head and my neck. A fire, good Curtis.
Is my master and his wife is coming, Grumio?
Oh yeah, Curtis, a fire.
Is she such a shrew as she reported?
She was good, Curtis, before this frost, but thou knowest winter tames man, woman, and beast, for it hath tamed my old master and new mistress, and myself, fellow Curtis.
Away, you 3-inch fool, I am no beast.
Am I but 3 inches wide, thy thorn is a foot, and so long I am. But wilt thou make a fire, or shall I complain on 3 to our mistress, whose hand, she being now at hand, thou shalt soon feel too cold for comfort?
Please, good Grumio, tell me, how goes the world? How goes the war?
A cold world, a colder war, Curtis, in every office but thine, and therefore fire. Do thy duty, and have thy duty, for my master and mistress are almost frozen to death.
There's fire ready, and therefore, good Grumio, the news?
Why, Jack boy, ho boy, and has much news as thou wilt.
Come, you are so full of conny catching.
Why therefore fire, for I have caught extreme cold. Where's the cook? Is supper ready, the house trimmed? Rushes stewed, the serving men in their new fustain, their white stockings, and every officer his wedding garment on? By their jacks fair within, the Jills fair without, the carpets laid, and everything in order?
All ready, and therefore, I pray thee, news?
First, no, my horse is tied, my master and mistress fallen out.
How?
Out of their saddles, into the dirt, and thereby hangs a tale.
Let's talk, good Grumio.
Lend thine ear. There.
This 'tis to feel a tale, not to hear a tale.
And therefore 'tis called a sensible tale, and this cuff was but to knock at your ear and beseech listening. Now I begin. We came down a foul hill, my rastum riding behind his mistress.
Both on one horse?
What's that to thee?
Why a horse?
Tell thy tale. By how'st thou not cross me, thou shouldst have heard how her horse fell, and she under her horse. Thou shouldst have heard how merry a place, and she was pissed, how he left her upon her horse upon her, how he beat me because her horse stumbled, how she waded through the dirt, plucked him off me, how he swore, how she prayed that he never prayed before, how I cried, how the horses ran away, how her bridle was burst, how I lost my crupper, how many things of worthy memory, which now shall die in oblivion, and thou return unexperienced to thy grave.
By this necking, he is more shrew than she is? Mad like a man, headlong in battle?
Ay, and that thou in thy proudest of thou shalt find when he comes home. And what talk I of this? Call forth Nathaniel, Joseph, Philip, Walter, Sugarsop, and the rest. Let their heads be slickly combed, their shirts tucked, their tunics taut and pressed, and their pants creased just so. Let them bow deep from the waist, and not presume to touch a hair of my master's horse tail till they kiss their hands. Are they ready?
They are.
Call them forth.
Do you hear? You must beat my master to contents my mistress.
Why, she halt a face of her own.
Who knows not that?
Thou, it seems, that calls for company to countenance her.
I call them forth to credit her.
Why, she comes to borrow nothing of them. Welcome home, Grumio.
How now, Grumio?
What, Grumio? Nicholas, fellow Grumio. How now, old lad? Welcome you, how now you? What you, fellow you, and thus much for greeting. Now my spruce companions is all ready, and all things neat. All things ready, how near is our master? E'en at hand, alighted by this, and therefore be not. Cock's passion, silence, I hear my master.
Where be their knives? What, no man at door to hold my stirrup, nor to take my horse? Where's Nathaniel, Gregory, and Philip? Here, sir, here, sir, here, sir, here, sir. You log-headed and unpolished grooms, what, no attendance, no regard, no duty? Where's the foolish man I sent before?
Here, sir, as foolish as I was before.
You peasant swan, you whoresome malt-horse drudge, did I not bid thee meet in the park, and bring along these scavell knaves with thee?
Nathaniel's coat, sir, was not fully made, and Gabriel's pumps were all uppent in the heel. There was no link to colour Peter's hat, and Walter's dagger was not come from sheathing. And there were no found but Adam, Rafe, and Gregory. The rest were ragged, old up, and torn. Yet as they are, here they are come to meet you.
Go, rascals, go, and fetch my supper in. Come, sweet Kate, I know you have a stomach. Will you give me thanks, sweet Kate, or shall I? What's this, mutton? 'Tis burnt, and so it all the meat. What dogs are these? Where's the rascal cook? How durst you, villains, bring it from the desert? And servants is thus to me that love is not? There take it to you, trench cut and all, you heartless, jolt-headed, unmannered slaves.
I pray you, husband, be not so disquiet. The meat was well, if you were so contented.
I tell thee, Kate, 'twas burnt and dried away, and I expressly am forbid to touch it. Then feed it with such over-roast flesh. Be patient. Tomorrow we shall be mended, and for the night we fast for company. Come, I'll bring you to thy bridal chamber.
Where is he?
In her chamber, make a sermon of continency to her, and rails and swears and rates, that she, poor soul, know not which way to stand, to look, to speak, and sits on a new risen from her dream. Away, away, for he coming to hither. Thus I have politically begun my reign, and 'tis my hope to end successfully. For then she never looks upon her lure. Another way I have to man be hegged to make her come and her keepers call. This is to watch her as we watch these nights. That bait and beat will not be obedient, as she ate no meat today, nor none shall eat. Last night she slept not, nor tonight shall she not. As with the meat, some undeserved fault I'll find about the making of the bed. And here's the fling of the pillow. This way the coverlet, another way the sheets. This is all done in reverent care of her, and in conclusion, she shall watch all night, and if she chance to nod, I'll rail and brawl, and with the clamour keep her still awake. This is the way to kill a wife with kindness, and thus I'll clamour her mad and strong-headed humour. As that knows better now to tame a shrew.